everybody. Hi, my name is Kim Ross-Hollingsworth, and I am the founder of the Arts and Authors Extravaganza and Book Builders Academy. And tonight we are here with another episode of Arts and Authors Talk. We have a special guest that came on today. And I just wanted everyone to know that the Arts and Authors is a platform that we provide for authors and artists to come and showcase and sell their work. And also Book Builders Academy, we teach new and current authors how to publish, how to write, publish, and market their books. And tonight, I just wanted to introduce to you a multi-author. So she's written several books. Her name is Nanette Buchanan. Hey, Nanette, how are you?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited for you to be here because, you're like one of my little idols. I idol you because you've written a whole lot of books. Good books, not just a lot of books. Very good books. And I'm just glad that you're here, that you can share some of your work with us, and also tell us a little bit about you for now. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm a native of New Jersey. Born, raised, stayed there too long. I retired about 4 years ago to North Carolina. And myself and my husband decided to leave the city and come on down to where we had enjoyed so many summers with my daughter, whose husband was in the military. And we would spend our vacations and their vacations, because they still wanted to go somewhere. We'd come down and watch the children. So we decided to come down in this area. So I've been here now 4 years. It'll be 4 years in August. August seemed to be my
that long?
Yes, I came down here in 2018.
I remember when you moved there.
Yeah. So everything for me seems to happen in August. I don't know why, but it was August of 2018. So that was my where I am now. Okay. Yes. How I got there was retiring from the Department of Corrections in New Jersey. I was a sergeant. I had worked my way up to sergeant after 25 years of service. I decided to leave. I worked in male institution. Early on in my career, we did have a few females that wandered through, but I worked in the male institution. And after about, I want to say maybe 10 years, maybe a little less than 10, maybe, a little less than 10, I became an instructor. Wow. So I learned how to do lesson plans, policies and procedures, all kind of things that not only fit in corrections, but fit in everyday life. How to communicate with others, how to get somebody to do something when you don't have a gun on your hip. Yeah. How about that? Those type things. So a part of my journey in 2007 became an interest, and it wasn't an interest that wasn't displayed. It just wasn't. I hadn't done anything with it, and that was to write. I had written children's stories. I had the stories,
right?
Didn't have the pictures. I had poems. Didn't put them to music. Didn't put them in anything other than a journal that I had. Mm-hmm. And I decided that with a situation came up with my husband that we thought was like what's the name of that channel? Lifestyles
of the Rich and Famous?
No,
not that.
the woman's channel that everybody says is women.
Oh, you're talking about Lifetime.
Lifetime.
Yeah. That was my favorite.
Not girl, please. That thing when a woman comes up to you on your job and says that she's wants to talk to you after having a brand new baby. She wants to talk to you about your husband.
Oh.
It becomes a Lifetime situation.
Yes.
So when I went home with it, my husband said, that sounds like a movie. That sounds like a book. He said, I don't know that woman. I don't know nothing about her. As you can see, the picture behind me is the cover of Family Secrets, Lies, and Alibis,
Yes.
which was my very first book. And it is based on that story that
Oh, really?
she was his sister, and the family lied about it. They
What?
Secrets, Lies, and Alibis. So I wrote the book, and now here I am.
I
Um,
actually have that book too.
yeah, yeah. 17 years later, here I am
Mhm.
with 14 titles, because
Yes, you do.
after that, I told my husband I would never write another novel. That was crazy. All that work. I'm not doing all of that. And he said, there's too many stories that people need to know really happen. And even though I changed the names of the characters and,
Hmm.
make up the fictional places and jobs and different things, only so that people will not think that they are a part of any of the story. I don't want any embarrassment or
Yes.
harassment or anything like that. But the stories touch and have touched a lot of people. I've
Yeah.
heard a
Yeah.
lot from a lot of people that you know, your story was my story. Your story was what I went through. So that's how I got here. Now I have a podcast. I have two podcasts. I have Let's Talk About It, where we just chit chat, me and a friend. We just sit
Yeah.
down and we pick a copy and a topic and we just chit chat. And then I have interviews and conversations,
Hmm.
where I interview people about what are you doing and why are you doing it?
That's it.
You know, there's got to be a reason to what we do, because we
Yes,
live a
it is.
purposeful living. Purposeful living.
It sure is. And now, how long have you had your podcast? Because I know it's been a while.
Let's Talk About It was 2 years. Now
Yeah.
we're going into our third year, and interviews and conversation has been a year.
Wow.
And that, of course, was during the time of COVID, because if you
Yeah.
remember, I had a magazine.
That's right.
And when I
Sure
got
do.
down to North Carolina, everything shut down before I got to know anything. I'm still using my GPS. 'Cause we don't know that many people and we don't know that many whereabouts, because of the simple fact
Mhm.
that we were locked down for 2 years, 3 years,
Yeah.
So,
That's the
and
truth.
then being older, being in that special group, you know,
Uh-huh.
I have to be careful of how many people I'm around. What are the precautions that the facility is taking,
To get this off.
or the entity is taking.
Uh-huh.
What I'm trying to do is just find out how can I spread my wings without having them clip because somebody didn't wash their hands.
Mm. That's the truth. That is the truth. Well, COVID during that time, you know, I know it was a lot of stuff going on, but you were, in the midst of your move. So I know you didn't get a chance to really write during that time frame. But
Listen, let me explain this to you.
okay.
How crazy this is.
Uh-huh.
And this has become a part of now me knowing there's a purpose in what I do.
Okay.
Um when I retired, and I want you to follow me and think of yourself
Yes.
or anyone else who's retiring. You prepare. I prepared, Kim, 10 years before retirement, that I'm out of here in 10 years.
Wow. With you, I believe
I'm
that.
out of here in 10 years. I said I took the sergeant's exam. I took the sergeant's exam, knowing that if I pass the sergeant's exam, I'll be in a different bracket. We'll be able to do this, this, and this. We'll be able to handle this. We'll be able to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that purposefully. I tried not to go so much on hearsay,
Yes.
because everybody has their own definition of retirement, what you need to do,
It's so true.
and do different things. Um, I went to the doctor and told the doctor I need my transcripts. I'm not going to be riding back to Jersey,
Right.
for appointments. I was not a sickly person, but I was an on-time person. Every year I'm going to the doctor. Every year I'm going to get a mammogram. Every year I'm going to check out my health. Every year I'm going to do this. And the same for my husband, because he had a stroke in 2007 and never got hospitalized. because we rushed him in at the time. He was in the middle of the stroke. So he never was hospitalized. And we call it the blessing. That was the beginning of what we call the blessing. When the
Yes.
blessing shows up, you have to recognize it.
That's right.
Because if you don't recognize it and give thanks, it eventually goes away. It
Mhm.
eventually fades. And you're like, well, what happened to you didn't give enough praise to it?
That's true.
So we give thanks and praise to the blessing. So when I got down here, they said, well, you can't go anywhere. You can't move. You can't do this and you can't do that because you got cancer. Who has cancer? I didn't go to the doctor to check for cancer. I went to the doctor for a checkup, colonoscopy, heart, stress, whatever. But I did not go to
Mhm.
check for cancer. It was not even staged when they removed that cancer. And 2 years later, I survived. Okay, went through that. That's blessing number two. We're good. We're good to go. Okay, recognize it, tell it, share it, explain it to others.
Yes.
Go to the doctor before the doctor has to come to you.
Amen.
You could go to the doctor. So I got to go back for hernia 2 years later. Go back for hernia. They take the hernia out and say, hey, your voice sounds raspy. You sound congested. Now, this was over 3 months ago, 2 months ago. You sound congested. We think you got pneumonia. Kim, I don't have a fever. I'm not coughing. I'm not short of breath. I'm not tired. I don't have anything.
Right.
But this raspiness that they said they heard.
Mm.
They do an x-ray, spot on each lung. They do a biopsy. The cancer from the colon has moved up to, well, how? It's not in the lymph nodes. It's not here. It's not there. Well, it must have traveled through your blood. We got to start chemo immediately. Blessing number three. Blessing number three. Well, if I knocked on your door 3 times and you didn't answer, what would happen?
We're being hard headed. That's all I can say.
I wouldn't knock the 4th time. I might
Exactly.
I might knock you down when you open it.
Uh huh.
I might tell you, Kim, I was here 3 times to show you this, to teach you this,
Yep.
to give you this. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
So the thing is, I'm not going to let this pass me by as an opportunity to share with others the need to be ahead of ourselves when it comes to reality,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to revealing it, healing it, and
Mm.
inspiring others.
That's the truth.
So that's my tagline: reveal, heal, and inspire.
Yes.
And ironically, the books that you have seen over the years and the books that others see when they go to my website have been doing that. And
Uh huh.
I didn't even realize it. I didn't I
Yep.
didn't I didn't even realize that some of the stories that I've been telling have been revealing a problem, showing a way that it could be healed, and then inspiring others to understand where you are in the midst of whatever it may be.
That's something. But you know what? That's a true writer, and you are a writer first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And because you've written so, oh, and like I talked to you earlier about your posts, I enjoy reading your posts because you tell a story in every single post that you write.
I try. I try.
You do.
Because of the simple because of the simple
And
fact
I
that
love it.
I'm gonna
I'm
be
not
honest
a
with you.
fan of reading long, drawn out posts, but when it comes to yours, I read them.
Well, the other thing about that is sometimes I get up. I get up and I need to post.
Mm. And it's for you,
Especially
right?
especially 25 years in corrections with them
Yes.
knuckleheads. And I ain't talking about just the inmates. I'm talking
It's
about
so true.
from the administration to the officers you work with to me being a supervisor with some of these ding dongs and dummies.
I believe it.
I literally needed that positive
Yes.
energy to
Yeah.
keep me going. Well, it
Yeah.
kept me going because I was writing. Kim, when I
Yes.
found out I had cancer and had to go through this radiation and had to go through the sounds and the aura
Mm.
and I joined some of those groups where everybody and their mama is complaining about equipment instead of complaining about their health and knowing what to
Right.
do
Right.
about their health.
Exactly.
They're not
Exactly.
really boosting each other in that way because my insurance may not be your insurance and never will be.
There you
That's
go.
a fact. That's a
That
fact.
is a fact.
You
Yes, it
know,
is.
I can't do anything about that. But what I can do is say, well, Kim, have you tried this?
Yes.
Kim, did you try to go to bed earlier? You know,
Mm.
did you try to take it down a little bit? Don't do everything. You know, just give you some inspiration. People don't do that. So
Yes.
what I did was, and it was really weird, I did not write during that time.
Mm.
I had dropped mentally
Right.
into not a depressed mode, but a
Hmm.
somber mode.
Right.
And I had to come out of it. And the only way I came out of it, again, another tip from God. Nurse asked me, well, what's wrong with you today? And I'm saying to myself, this lady don't know me. Why is she asking me what's wrong with me?
Mm.
But then she said, you don't look like yourself. So now I'm going through this mental thing of saying, do I look crazy? How
Yeah.
am I looking? Do I look beat? Am I not dressed properly? Did I put on my makeup? Do I need more lipstick? You know, I'm trying to
Mm.
figure out. I don't want nobody to see underneath what I know is underneath.
Right.
That's a mental thing.
It is.
That's a mental thing when we go to Google and believe Google before we believe our doctor.
Mm.
If you got a relationship with your doctor, you should be able to tell your doctor anything. And he learned from Google, and God gave him the ability to heal, reveal, heal. And I had to write a book about it.
Yes. Show us that book. That's something. And tell us a little bit. That particular book. Now, what book number is that one? By the way.
That's 14.
Oh my God. And before we go into detail about that one, tell us a bit. Okay, your very first book. What inspired you to write that book? Like, where
My
is that? Do
husband.
you have that
My
one in
husband.
front of you?
Sure.
Okay. And everybody, I see you, except for my Facebook people. Well, no, I see some Facebook people. I don't know where some people are chiming in from, but Linda, thank you for coming on, and Kim Brody, Finley, thank you, and it looks like Natasha, one of my Go Be Great sisters, is on here, and it looks like Beverly, Chris Kelly. She now some of them are just giving you some comments here.
Yeah, they're giving me so much of that positive energy. And Linda Joyce, I
Yes.
do remember your name. However, I'm trying to figure
Linda
out.
comes to almost every event that we have for the arts and
Well,
arts.
then that must be where I know her from.
So
That
you
must be
see
where I
her, and
know
you're
her
going to
from.
see her this year too. Because
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
actually, we have some slots at the hotels. She's staying overnight too.
Oh,
So
great. Oh,
she
great. So
stays
we,
overnight with
yeah,
us.
yeah. Okay, okay. And thank you so much, Beverly, for your well wishes and your prayers. Thank you, everyone, for being in my corner.
Yes,
Like I said, that's what lifts me. That's what does it. That's what does it.
it really does.
And this,
Stop, Linda. Oh yes, that one. The Family Secrets, Lies, and Alibis.
that, and if you notice, it's the same
The
picture.
same
It's
picture.
the same
Now, you
picture.
said your husband inspired you to write that
My
book?
husband inspired me because he kept on saying, "This has got." We were taking chunks. We were taking steps through the process of trying to break this down. And I
Wow.
guess he kind of figured this woman is lying on me. I don't know this woman, you know. But every time I would come home with something and I would say to him, listen, all you got to do is just listen to her. I can't give her any of the answers she's looking for. I don't even know what questions to ask her because I don't know your family. I don't, um, real situation. Okay. 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 So the thing is that every time I had a question and he had an answer, I'm going back and forth.
Oh,
between her and him. So finally, she came to work and she said, if we're related, there's a funeral this Saturday for our aunt who used to babysit us. Well, that turned a light bulb on because he
mm,
was like, how would she know where we were babysat and my aunt? So he went back to his people and asked again, and they still said, no, 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 no. So she said, well, I'm going to invite you guys over and I want to show him a picture.
uh-huh.
And then we can settle all of this with a picture. So I said, oh, okay. So we went over, went to visit, and she answered the door with the picture in her hand
Wow.
of her mother and their father,
Mm.
and her in the background in a bassinet or in a stroller or in something as a
Right.
baby. So he just kept saying, this is a movie. This is something I cannot believe. Well, Kim, I wrote the book and 700 and some odd pages because I wanted to tell the story of a young man who knew nothing about the woman that he loved.
Right.
And then I wanted to tell the story of a man who thought he loved his wife, but in turn loved another.
Now that's the second book, right?
That's the
Show
second
us
book.
that one if you have
Now,
it.
now here's the catch. I
Uh-huh.
was done. I was like, this is it. Not only am I writing a novel, I'm doing sequences and all of this other. I ain't
Yeah,
doing this no more.
I remember.
Girl, please.
I saw some of the books. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" It's like you can't stop. Now, everybody that's on this podcast, when you read one of her books, you will keep reading her books because just like she said, it goes one into the other, into the other, into the other, and but they're not sequences.
No, this one is the only series that I have. I started a detective series, which I'll talk to you about, but I started that one, but I'm only on book one in that.
Okay.
That's been published. I'm currently writing book two in that. But with Family Secrets, the Mintz family was so tacky and racky and undermined and lies and secrets. The second book is a different kind of love.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
these are all the questions that my husband had. Suppose I met this girl. Suppose I fell in love with her. I'm not taking somebody home to introduce them to my family at 50 years old. So what would my family say? So he was really, really perturbed about the fact that
Mm.
his family had not given him the right answers until he confronted an uncle that said, that was your dad's secret. We all just kept your dad's secret. The dad was dead and gone by then.
Right.
So what secret? Come on,
Right.
really?
Right.
And now we're all grown. It's not like she wanted anything other than to know her family.
Right. Exactly.
So, how many of us go through that? How many of us, like I said, reveal, heal, and inspire? How many of us go through that? Now we got this ancestry.com. You paying all of this money to these people
Yes.
for them to find your people when your
Yes.
people could have told you who your people were,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly.
So that's the problem. Now, the next problem was, and this is so funny. I moved here in 2018.
Mm.
Well, in 2018, 19, and 20, I had people literally browbeating me on Facebook. What is going on with the Mintz family? And I was like, that story is done.
Duplicity. And what is it? The Mice family
The Mintz family saga continues
saga continues. Mm.
because now everyone was under the assumption that everything was cool. They got it together. But there were some people behind closed doors, like we have in all our families, that ain't liking what you doing.
Mm.
And they want to know why they ain't into it. Why she got that and I didn't get that.
Mm. So, quick question:
Mm-hmm.
those books that you wrote,
Mm-hmm.
there is some truth to
Mm-hmm.
the stories.
Mm-hmm.
How did your family and his family take to you writing those books?
girl,
or writing about the story.
now we just talked about this.
Uh-huh.
At the unveiling of this picture, before I unveiled it, I put out the disclaimer. Ain't none of y'all in this book.
Right.
And that's the reason why I changed the characters.
You have to change
I
the
made
character.
I made the situation the same based on the questions that my husband had as a male. We as females handle things differently. So I had to go to him and a couple of other guys and ask them, hey, if you were in this situation, what would you do?
Yes, yes.
How would you treat it? You know?
Yes.
And some of them said, well, what's my economic status? What's
Mm,
my this? What's my that? So I had to make it where he was self-sufficient, but he was the outside kid,
right.
or so they thought.
Right.
Now he's dating his father's daughter,
Mm,
or so they thought. So until you read the book, you don't know how it plays
right.
out, but they're definitely dating,
Right.
and they definitely got
Had
a
a
problem
baby.
going on, because that's what my husband was saying.
Mm,
Suppose we got together. Suppose we wanted to have a family.
that's
When were
right.
they going to stop the story?
Uh,
When were they going to say something? Those were the questions.
wow. And the reason why I asked that question was because when I wrote my memoir, I did change names. And for my disclaimer, I put that, it was a true story, but some of the things I exaggerated on a little bit,
Right. Right.
so that it wouldn't be so spot on.
Right. And not only that, the truth of the matter is, like I said, at this unveiling, there was over 100 people, and most of them were
Oh, I
his
believe it.
family. Most
Mm,
of them were his family, because each of them had a little tidbit of knowledge of what was going on, or what was rumored, or what was gossiped, or what was
and
said,
these were things that affected him.
and they
So
affected
it
him.
wasn't something that you told that pertained to, like, somebody else's secret. It was things that actually pertained to him that you told,
And his inner emotions, that his
how they
neurology,
were affected.
that later on we kind of thought that maybe this brought on the stroke, because how do you go back and tell your mom that I think, you know, maybe something is going on,
Mm.
and you didn't tell me the truth, and you didn't
So was
how
there envy? Was there some envy going on
oh
because of that? Did he you know blame his
he tried
family
not to.
members?
That's the part that he suppressed, and that's what we think caused the
Caused the
emotional
stroke.
stress and anxiety. Mhm.
Mm,
That's why I said reveal, heal, and inspire.
that makes sense.
And you have to be willing to accept and understand where you are in it, no matter how bad the mess is. If
Yeah,
you're in the mess, you need to
I
understand,
agree.
I'm in this. Regardless if it's your husband, someone you love, you're in it. Because even if you sit back and wait for the phone call with the information, updates, and everything else, your emotions are tied into that anxiety and
It's
that
so true.
stress and everything else, and you wondering why you're not sleeping. You
Yeah.
wondering why you can't function. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're wondering what's going on with your schedule that is all messed up. Well,
Mm,
part of that comes from the fact that you're in that mess.
yeah. Okay, so your next book. What book number are we at now?
Well, Madness is the book that I wrote during the time of the cancer.
Okay.
Madness talks about um, us finding out who we are.
Yeah.
And I use very simple, simplistic examples. The road rage in the morning. You get up every morning and you leave your house every morning at 8 o'clock, and you know that you're going to be confronted with the school traffic every morning at 8 o'clock. You
Right.
hit Dover Street or wherever, and the traffic is backed up. and your road rage begins. Move over. Why are you over there? You know the school bus is here. Why we got to? Oh no, the light is red. Oh no, and you go through a whole
Uh-huh.
spill every day. You get to your job, you find you don't have enough time to make that cup of coffee because you know that the phone is going to ring at a certain time. You know what's going to go on. And now when the phone does ring, you snatching it.
So
And
true.
when your girl asks you, what's wrong with you this morning? I ain't had my coffee. So now you blame it on the coffee. But
Mhm.
if you rewind what you
That's
have
right.
put into habit, because
You
once
would
it's
have
in
left a
our
little
habit,
earlier. You wouldn't have to go through all.
is that madness or what?
It is madness because a lot of stuff that we go through we can avoid
You can
if
avoid
we
it.
just think about what we're doing.
You got that relative that you know calls you up for advice, never takes the advice, and then calls you back because what they decided to do didn't work.
Exactly.
Didn't work.
Exactly.
Why do you keep giving them advice?
Yep.
Ask them, well, what are you planning on doing?
Yep.
Don't even go through giving them the advice.
Because you know
Change.
why? They're not listening.
They're not listening. And they've
They
proven
not.
that. They've proven that. So if you
They're not listening.
change the
Until
language.
they come to their senses, they're not going to
Exactly.
change.
Change the
They're not going to change.
language.
So
Change how
you're
you
right.
handle it.
Change. Yep.
Change how
And
you
and
handle it.
it was something that I was telling somebody before. Simply listen. Just listen. You
Mhm.
ain't got to give
And
no advice.
understand that communication includes listening.
That's it. That's it. Just listen. And that's the thing that most
Mhm.
people don't understand. They
Mhm.
think when somebody's venting to them or talking to them that they have to say something. Shut up.
No, not only
Just
do I
listen.
not only do I have to say something, my story got to top your story.
Yeah, I can't.
Your man did what? Well, let me tell you what this one over here did.
It's so true.
No, it don't work that way. When
And
we
just like
talk,
you said, most of the time when they are talking, they come up with the answer right away. They come up with
they
the
know what
answer.
they're gonna do. They know what they're gonna do. They know what they're gonna do.
So you ain't have to say nothing anyway
All
because
you
they
had to
already
do is
knew.
just be that sounding board. Be that sounding board. And when
That's
dealing
it.
with our children, especially, I remember teaching um, officers and telling them you can't go home with the urine cup and be a police at home. You can't. You
Mm.
can't. You can't monitor your children like you monitor your inmates. And for
No, you
people
can't.
that have a regular job, it's the same thing. If you're a manager on your job, you can't come home and be the manager in your home. You got to be
You got to
mama or
change
daddy.
those hats.
You got to
Got to keep
change. You got
changing
to
them.
switch. And if you need the time to switch, take the longer ride home.
Oh, that's
Take a
good.
moment to turn on your radio, be it gospel, be it jazz, be it R&B, be
That's
whatever
it.
you enjoy. But take a little longer ride before you walk in your door
That's it.
so that you have already de-escalated from
Yes.
whatever your job has presented to you.
And that's the same thing with going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Leave your home stuff at home.
And we
And then it's
try.
this one,
We try.
it
But the
is.
thing about it is our emotional teeter-totter
It
doesn't
is.
work like that. Because
Well,
once you
it's
tip me,
true. Yeah,
I'm
it's going
gone.
to come back.
I'm gone. I'm gone. Now once you tip me, because you said the same thing my husband said when I left.
What
You
do you say?
know, you looking at me and I'm looking at you, and you like, well, what's wrong with your hair today? And he done already asked that question. Now I'm mad 2 times.
Yes,
Now I'm
exactly.
mad 2 times. So you have to realize where the divider is.
Yeah.
You have to realize that. You have to be a part of not only listening to others, but listen to yourself.
You have to listen to
Listen to
yourself.
what's making you do the things that you do.
Listen to
I
that
shouldn't
gut.
be worried. I shouldn't be worried about it. I shouldn't be worried about it. I should be able
Yes.
to say to them, and this is what it is today. And
Yeah.
leave it at that, knowing that I'm mad. I'm still got smoke
That's
coming
it.
out, but I'm not going to vent like that.
Yeah.
So we have to change our mindsets
That's it.
because that's what becomes our habit. And we
Yes.
got to stop telling our kids that they out at 18. We got to stop
Oh
telling them that
yeah,
that they got to get a
yeah.
job right
That's not
away.
cool.
Because if at 17 they ain't work nowhere, where you think they're going to work at 18? Let's be realistic with them too. If you have not taught them how to clean up their room, or
That's
your
true.
expectations for them has not been anything
You
other
have
than
to
the grades
prep
on their
them,
card,
like I've done with mine. You prep them.
you got to get them ready. You
You
got to get
have to
them
get them
ready.
ready.
You got to get them ready. So that's what managing your madness is about.
I like
Um,
that.
my
I like that
latest
book.
my latest book is The Corner Pew,
Yes.
which took me a little bit out of my realm because I don't usually do churchy stuff. I
Mhm.
don't get into
But I
one's
like
religion and
that
one's
book.
belief and one's this. So I thought about it and I said, well, what goes on that's universal? That happens in all the churches. And we always have this idea that the person that stands in that pulpit and
Mm,
wears that robe has a direct line to God, regardless to what we call our God,
yeah.
the supreme being. That person has been blessed to have that because they live a blessed life, because
Mhm.
they don't have the situations we have. They know how to get around those situations. Well, in this book, a young woman who is a graduate of Spelman College decides that as she goes on, she wants to be a therapist or a counselor, maybe even a life coach. She doesn't want to be a minister, but she loves the fact that this minister brings her so much joy when she hears her, that she's been going around for the last 4 years following her. When she comes to Spelman, when she goes to other colleges, when she goes to different events at her church. So this one Sunday, she decides to show her aunt, who raised her, a picture of this woman. And the aunt says back, baby, that's your mother who left you at the hospital.
I can't. Woo.
So now the question is, do I go to the church and still believe in this woman with these sermons that she's given? And she has not even recognized me in all these years. Of course, the conversation goes into how long has she known? Where has she been? And all of that unravels
Yeah.
in the course of the book. But it's to show everyone has a past.
Yes.
And even in this book, the minister has not healed because she never revealed it. You got to reveal it to heal.
That's true.
And the message here is you're inspiring others, but you're not healed.
Wow. Isn't that something?
So that's the reason for that book.
Wow. I'm telling you, everybody that's listening, she is a storyteller.
Yeah, and
A
I've decided
serious
that,
storyteller.
yeah, I decided that I had to get a little deep because of COVID. I had to get a little deeper into us acknowledging some of the problems that we have if we want to live
Yeah.
longer, because there's other things that are out there that are attacking our bodies, our spirituality, our longevity. There's
Yes.
other things, and we can't fight them if we don't know who we are.
It's
We,
true.
we, we can't do anything with them if we don't know how long we stand or where we stand.
Yeah.
And even with children, I'm in the midst of letting this book go. I'm self-published as well, and I'm making decisions whether or not I want to go to a company like yours or a company
Yes.
like another someone else's to publish, because it's a big thing on me, and I
Right.
have to deal with that with my medical condition and everything. So I'm
Yes.
making decisions, but I'm still writing.
Yes.
I have a book, and you'd love this, and I'd love for you to be the one to do the promotions for this because I think you would
Yes.
fit right into it. It's called Heaven Sent Kisses,
Okay.
and it's for children, and it's about transitioning.
Mm.
Because during COVID, who talked to the babies? Who told the babies Uncle so and so ain't coming back? What did they say to them? Because I know when I was younger, and I um, went to funerals, All we knew was there was a body in the coffin, and we sat there wondering if it was going to move.
Yeah.
We didn't know what was going on. We didn't find out till years later that, hey, where's he been? Well,
Yeah.
you went to the funeral. Oh, that's what a funeral is. We didn't
Yeah.
know. We
I
didn't
just
know.
think, in my personal opinion, I think young children they shouldn't go.
Exactly.
That's
So
just my opinion.
with that being said, this story is about a precocious 5-year-old who had a fantastic relationship with her grandmother. And she watched her grandmother as she went from her home to move in with her family, to be in a nursing home, to come back to their home to transition.
Mm,
And the little girl, when the book opens, is sitting in front of a big bay window talking to a caterpillar.
wow.
And we all know what caterpillars have to do.
They what do you call it? They transform.
They
And
transform.
yeah.
So this is the story of the little girl understanding transformation and understanding, again, revealing, healing, and inspiring her mother to
Wow.
understand that
Wow. See?
grandma ain't gone. Grandma is now a butterfly,
Wow. Isn't that something?
and she carries heaven's kisses all
Oh,
over. So that's a book that
so beautiful.
I think will help people that deal with death,
Yes.
especially being that I'm down here at Fort Bragg, where you got military, where the
Yeah.
fathers don't come back.
Mhm.
My daughter deals with a lot of kids that are suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome, just like their parents.
Yes.
So I think that transitioning book will help.
Will you
But
make that into a children's cover, like a
Um,
children's book, or
no, as a matter of fact, what I did was I did this one with actual photos.
oh, that's beautiful. Oh, wow.
I didn't do it with cartoon because I didn't want the older children to think that it wouldn't relate to
To
them.
them. There you go.
So
Okay.
I did it with regular photos,
Nice.
so that they could see pictures, but the pictures just pump out what the words are
That's
saying.
nice. And it's different. That's what I like
Mhm.
about it. It is
Yeah.
different.
So, and I think that some of the group homes and different things, when they think about transitioning, this little girl is talking to this caterpillar who, of course, doesn't say a thing,
Of course not.
but she's telling the caterpillar all about Nana
That's so sweet.
and the things that Nana told her and how she's worrying about her mother because
Right.
Nana told her about her mother too. you
Oh,
know so I think that transitioning is a beautiful thing, and
yes.
that everyone should understand it. And if you're having difficulty telling your kids, then you need to pick up the book and read it to them so that they
That's
can
going to be
understand.
good.
you know
I
so
think we
I
definitely need that.
yeah, I worked on that. I worked on a alphabet book. I decided to do a different kind of alphabet book. You'll enjoy
Okay.
this.
Okay.
It is cartoonish because I wanted it to look like the kids drew it. So
Uh-huh.
the artist is a little sketchy, so it doesn't look perfection. It's sketchy. But A is for Apple. You can be an astronaut. You are awesome. You are amazing. So it's not just an alphabet book that we would toss at the age of 3. Well,
It's
at
an
4,
inspirational alphabet book.
wouldn't we tell the people? Exactly.
It's just not throwing words at you. It's inspiring words. Something
Reveal,
that's going to motivate them.
heal, and inspire.
I love it. I love it. Now, since you are an author written multiple books, what can you tell some of our aspiring authors out there that have never written a book, that want to write a book, but they have all these poems and stories, but they don't know what to do with them?
I want to say, and I want to put this bluntly, I don't want to make it sound like I'm all that in a bag of chips, because I ain't Oprah.
Oh, yes,
But
she is.
but but I want you to stop. I want you to stop. Stop telling us that are in the business and in the field that you've been writing your book for 10 years. Stop.
Okay, I need to stop that because I did. I wrote mine
Yeah.
for 11.
Yeah, stop. But if
Okay.
you think about your 11 years, how much time
Yes.
did you really devote to writing?
Not much.
And that's why I'm saying, don't make it seem like this was a long,
Got it.
tedious
Okay. I'm here.
journey that you were
I got
on
you.
and you never got to where you were supposed to be.
Because that will discourage someone.
Exactly. So how much time did you really put into it?
Point taken.
Okay. I put in 2 hours a day. I don't care what day it is. I just got to the point because of my my because of my business. I just got to the point where I decided to do upcoming books on the weekends
Oh.
and post during the week, because during the afternoon I don't know when I'm going to get tired.
Okay.
Because I'm, like I said, I'm going through this chemo.
Yes.
But prior to that, it was 2 hours every day, a little bit of everything.
So
My
basically,
posts,
you're
my
telling them to
business,
dedicate some time. Just
dedicate some
dedicate
time.
a little bit of
And
time every single day.
if it's 15 minutes today, and all you got down is the character names, tomorrow you could tell me what those characters are going to do in that 15 minutes.
Well,
The
yes.
next day you could tell me where those characters live. The next day you could tell me how they're connected. Guaranteed, before you get anywhere near 10 years, your story is going to be developed. But
Exactly.
don't tell me that
I
you're
agree.
taking that long and you're not really putting time to it. Put a
Well,
little
that's
time
true.
to it. I tell people, if you take 2 hours a day and you only write one chapter,
Uh-huh.
in a month, depending on which month it is, you could get 30 to 31 chapters.
Exactly.
Come on. Let's
It's
be
so true.
realistic.
I
Let's
agree.
be realistic about what we do and how we do. The second
Yes.
thing is, stop jumping on every bandwagon for promotion. Stop jumping on
We
every
talked about it.
bandwagon to go to an event and become a vendor. Stop
That's it.
going jumping on every promotion and you haven't done your branding. You haven't done your business. I am so shocked that people nowadays still don't have business cards. Come on, people.
Yes.
You need
There's
a
work to
business
be done prior to going
prior to
to
you
these
going
events.
anywhere. You're putting yourself out there
Yes.
for everybody to see, but you're not showing them your worth. Your worth is in your writing.
And you're right, because this is something I tell people. When you're writing a book, your promotion and your marketing should start the minute you start writing that book,
I tell you, Kim,
because
when I'm
you're letting people
yes,
know
no, that this is
what's
coming.
coming up.
This is coming. And not only that, the thing
Plus, it
about
holds you accountable.
not only that, the thing about it is that I want you to know that I'm still in circulation. I want
Yes.
you to know that I'm still in, even though you haven't seen a new book since 2021,
Yes.
that don't mean that I'm not writing. So
That's
yes,
right.
every now and then I'll flash that cover. Well, when is
You
that
have
book coming
to.
out? Coming out soon. Coming out soon. Check it
Yeah.
out. I change different things. I even have, and I don't know if you remember, I have a pamphlet with each one of my stories with the synopsis on it and ISBN number, so that when people walk around at the event, if they don't want to stand at my table, you got an ISBN that you can
See,
download for
that's
the
good.
ebook. You got the
That's some
synopsis right
gems that you
there.
just
You got
dropped right
you got the
there.
cover right there. All you need is a little bitty pamphlet.
And the reason why I say that's a gem that you just dropped, because this is something that I mentioned at one of my other, with one of my other interviews. Most of the time when you have one person walking around to all these different tables, I have 65 to 70 vendors. One person can't possibly purchase from every single one of those vendors.
Mm-mm.
They can't.
So your
So
presentation is going to stick in their
there you
mind.
go. Your presentation, that pamphlet
How you
that you just
present
gave
yourself,
them,
how
they
you
can purchase
engage.
later. But
Yes.
just because you do not get, and on the flip side of it, just because you're an author and you do not get that sell right then and there, or an artist, that doesn't mean that they're not going to purchase from you at a later date.
And that's my next point.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's my next point. Stop looking for immediate sales.
Yes. Build
You
the rapport, the
you do
connection.
you do this unveiling, you do this revealing, you do this pre-order, you do all of this stuff. And you get your 175, 200 people, 300 people, whatever you get. I lost a great connection to an audience.
Yes.
Not to say that I didn't lose a connection, but I lost a great connection because I worked at a facility where there was 3,000 doggone officers.
Wow.
So I had officers all the time. Hey, bring this book to the job. Bring this book. Bring this book. Bring that book. I had a great rapport
Yes.
with them. And them just seeing me would remind them, my wife wants such and such, this kind of thing. I lost all of that because now is, can I catch them on Facebook? Do I even know their wives? I don't even know what their wife's name is. So you lose that.
Yes.
These events are networking events.
That's what you have to use.
Work your net worth.
That's it.
Work your net worth. Well, my net worth comes in inspiration, in revealing, in healing. When I talk to you about these books, I don't care that you don't want to pay $10 for this book.
Yes.
What I want you to get is the message.
The message.
Now, if you want to dig into that message, then you're going to have to get the book.
That's right. I love it.
You got to be able to market yourself and brand yourself at these events without the dollar sign saying, I spent $300 to vend. How many books do I need to sell to get back my 300? Well, even if you get back your 300, how much did you spend in gas or travel expense? How much did you spend in hotel? How much did you spend when you ate? How much did you spend?
You have to change your mindset when it comes to these events. And a lot of people, they're the ones, we talked about it earlier, even about writing a book. When you write a book, most of these people think that they can go out here and sell all these hundreds of thousands of books. You ain't selling 100,000 of books.
And not only that, now that everybody knows how Amazon's algorithms work, we know how Facebook.
That's why I don't use them. I have my own website where people purchase from me.
Exactly.
Because that's a whole.
And I'll give you another thing. Someone said to me, "You don't need a website. You need a funnel page.
You need a funnel page."
Now that's what they said to me. So I said to them, "Go to my first page. What do you see?" And they said, "Oh yeah, I see your opener, and I see your latest books are there, and you can click on them." That's a funnel page. You can go right there and get it. However, all of my other pages are for those that want to go deeper with who I am. So I tell you a little bit about me. I tell you a little bit about my events. I tell you that I'm open to talk to you. I tell you what I do. Now you can go and look at my blogs. You can look at my web shows, my podcasts. You can do other things. But if you're the person that just wants to buy a book, it's right there. It's right there.
That's right.
On that first page. But don't let people shorten your worth by telling you all you are worth is a funnel page for your product, because then you become product driven instead of solving whatever your customer wants to be solved. That's good.
Another gem, people. She just dropped another gem.
You're not there to be product driven. And if you are, you're going to take the slow road, because everybody ain't going to buy your product.
There you go.
And I don't want your extra pencil. I don't want your extra keychain. I don't want your bookmark. I don't want any of that if I can't understand who you are in your writing.
That's it.
If I can't understand why you do what you do. The people that I read about, I don't know them, but I know them in their writing.
That's right.
And that's what makes a good writer. You have to start with that. You have to start with those things. And get a budget, please.
Yes.
Get a budget. Look at your year. Look at what you did. Look at what you did during the last year. And then say 125 for vending. How much did we make at that event? How much did we pay? Where did we go? Who did we
Yeah.
meet? Who signed up on our list that day? Don't forget your email list,
Yes.
your contact list that should be
You have
sitting
to
there.
have it.
Don't
And
forget
if
that.
they stop at your table, that means that they're interested.
Be willing to stand up. Be willing to greet them. Be willing if the
Yes.
table ain't got Popeye chicken buckets all over the front of it.
Or soda cans or water bottles all over your
Be,
table.
be a professional.
Yes.
Because you don't know who those people are.
That's right.
Girl, I'm waiting for somebody to walk by and tell me
Listen,
they want to put
I
one in the movie.
cannot
I'm
wait to
waiting.
have some agents, some real agents,
Real
come to
people
some of
walk
these
by and
events.
look at it and go, "Oh, that's a story we need." Oh,
Yes.
hey, I write script. Or
Or
I
put
know
them
what to
into
do.
movies, because we have books into movies now. Terrence Arland, he's trying to put these books
Kim,
into movies.
Kim,
Yes.
don't lie, Kim. I want you to tell
What?
the truth. We're trying to tell the truth here. We revealing.
Yes.
How many of them shows you looked at and said, "Good Lord, that's the worst thing I ever saw. I could have wrote that doggone thing. I
Yeah,
got a
true.
book that's better than that."
True. A lot. A lot.
So it's just a matter of presenting yourself in a positive way.
That's right.
And be careful. This is the last tip that I'm going to give you. Because if I give you all my gems, you won't even pay attention to me.
Oh no, we don't pay attention.
But be careful of your social life that's public.
Very
Be
good.
careful. You're author. You're out there. They're reading your books. Some of them are going to think that the character is you.
Yes.
They oh, that's your story.
Well, they already think that just because you put a post online that's referring to you.
But that's the point I'm making. When you put that post online, and you put that post online without managing your madness, you posting about friends that done did you in, family members that didn't say the right thing, a husband that didn't come home last night.
Yes.
You TikToking and twerking and you doing everything else, but you want to be a professional author.
Yep.
Really?
Nobody's going to take you serious.
Really? When they see you, they may see you in the raw. They may see you when you're not made up and you're not done up and you're in your kitchen cooking and everything else. Well, let that cooking post be something that's going to reflect into what you always do.
That's it.
As an author. You want to put up that TikTok mess and you want to comment back on somebody else's page and you want to do all of that other stuff. Make a private page for that.
Yes.
For just those naysayers and those folks you ain't supposed to be around anyway.
Yes.
Make a private page for that. But your social media, if you go to my website, www.nanetteMbuchanan.com, it's all positive.
Yes.
If you go to Pen Thoughts, my social group, it's all positive.
Yep.
If you go to author fan page, Nanette M. Buchanan, it's all positive. Well, when you come to Nanette M. Buchanan, if I ain't talking to Kim on a private line, I ain't telling her nothing.
Right.
Because I don't want her to reflect on what I'm saying. And all of a sudden I lose who may have been a good reader because they were a professor at such and such university and they can't be tied in with somebody that's twerking, even though your subject matter is what they need.
That's some good information. It really is some very good information. And my thing is, if I'm, I have 7 pages. So I can't expect for, one person, and I try to put the same thing on each one. I try to, but you can't expect one person to see all those pages.
Exactly.
So when you're putting information out there, you have to make sure that information is valuable information because they may not see it all.
You need them to tune in. You just need them to tune in.
And you have to have them tune in.
And you have to
monitor. Same thing when I'm looking at everybody else's stuff. If it's stuff on there that I do not want to see, I'm deleting you because I don't want to see it.
And not only that, you're wasting my time.
You're wasting my time. There you go. My time is valuable. I don't know
You
about
can't you
anybody
can't
else.
be you can't be in my arena. Now I got a couple of, like I said, I got a couple of friends that are crazy. I mean, we all unretired and we ready to let our hair down. I had said at one time that once my son graduated from school, I was gonna dye my hair green because that's all I did spend was all that daggone money. You know, you go crazy when you begin to release some of the things that you do. But
Yeah.
even
Well,
with you
I told you
releasing
my
it,
mom was a correction officer, so I know. She
yeah, so you
retired
know.
corrections.
So you know. So the
So
thing
yeah,
about it is, sometimes you put things up in jest and you put things up in fun and you try to make things the levity of the aura or
right,
what you reflect to be a little fun.
right.
But understand there's naysayers and
Yes.
players everywhere
And
you
there's a
go.
time and a place for everything.
And there's a time and a place for it.
You know,
So
you don't
so
have to
yeah,
go.
I'll say something off the wall,
Yeah.
but you best believe it's not gonna be to the point where you go, what's wrong with her?
Oh, was she drinking?
We'll do that in person. We'll do that kind of stuff where I know it's
Yes.
me, you, and I know the people we around. I'm not
Or,
doing it
and
on the
I do
internet.
have to throw this out there, or put it in your stories. That story is up there for 24 hours and then it's gone.
Exactly.
That's where
Exactly.
you put stuff like that.
You don't wanna
It's not something that you want to sit on your page
you don't want to
for
diminish
everybody
yourself.
to see at all times.
And
No.
you don't want to diminish yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy. It is crazy. So
It really is.
my thing is any event that I go to, I want it to be where when people see it, they remember the post, they remember
That's
what it
it.
may have done. And Kim, I can't tell you, going through this second bout of cancer, I can't tell you how many people, including family members, because I got some of them that you got to throw to the side too,
Of course.
that you have to make your line definitive,
Yes.
that you have to let them know where you stand. I had people ask me, well, why would you want to put up there that you're going through cancer again? You know, why would you want to say that? And I said, well, how many people don't know they're even going through it the first time that need to go
Ooh,
and get
there
it
you
checked?
go. There you go.
You
And
know,
and
how many
that's
people don't
what we
know?
talked about earlier.
You
You
got to
know,
you got to say
you
something
have
at
to
some
teach
time.
people to go and do these things. Go to the doctor. Go get these things checked.
Exactly.
Because look at what you didn't even have symptoms.
It-
So and look at how you are right now.
girl,
And
the
I
lady,
tell you all the time, you are an inspiration to me.
the girl
Nobody would
asked,
know.
she asked me today. She said, "So tell me what your symptoms are." I said, "Symptoms for what?"
See?
She said,
So now, not
she
only
said,
that, you're teaching somebody
yeah,
that
you might
just
not have
because, God
symptoms.
forbid, if any of us get it, God forbid, we can still thrive. It's not the end of the world.
Still believe. I mean,
Still
yeah,
believe,
it hits you.
yes.
It
Because
hits you.
some people think when they hear that word, it's over.
It's old
It's
girl.
over.
Let me tell you how I scared the doctor with my crazy self. He said, he said, yes, the biopsy shows that it's cancer. I said, so tell me, how long do I have to live? He said, huh? What are you talking about? Wait a minute. I never said that. I said, you didn't say it. I said it.
Right.
Let's put it out there. What's the prognosis for me, my survival? He said, I have never had anybody ask me these questions. You
Mhm.
asked the weirdest question. I said, that's not weird to me. I'm a
No.
planner. I need to know. Is
Right.
this something that's going to take me into sickness where I can't get up? Is this going to take me? What is it? He said, well, we can't diagnose it that way. I said, well, then explain it because I ain't going to Google.
That's it.
Explain it because I'm not going to Google. Google don't have my information. So Google don't know what's going to happen with me. So explain it to me. And we did. We had a session where he explained it. And after that, he said, please, please don't go into this thinking that you're not going to make it out of this.
That's
And that's
right.
what people need to know.
It's a
It's a
mindset.
mindset.
It's a mindset.
I have no intentions. Girl, I'm going on vacation like I do in August. I'm
Yeah.
coming to you like I do in August. I'm going to do me. I'm going to do
I
me.
I think we talked about this before where when your mind is a powerful thing and most
Oh my
people do
goodness.
not realize it. I remember going in and getting a pap test done before.
Mm-hmm.
And They said they saw a spot.
Mm-hmm.
So they called me back in. They wanted to, re-examine me. And my mind was telling me, ain't nothing there. What are they
Right.
talking about? It's nothing there.
Right.
They couldn't find a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't find anything. It
Mm-hmm.
was all because I put in my mind that what they're talking about is not
I'm
there.
not holding on to it.
I'm
And
not
do you
I'm not
and
claiming that.
do you know I had a relative say, you need to claim it first. No,
You
I'm not claiming it at all. It's gonna do
That's
the
right.
same
Don't
thing it
claim
did.
it.
It's gonna do the same thing it did before. Hi, bye. And that be it.
You
No, I got things
cannot.
to do. I didn't. This is not what I came here for. And
That's
that
it.
was the answer that I gave the young lady at the cancer center when she said, you don't look right. She said, well, what's wrong? I said, well, to be honest with you, I didn't retire to cancer.
Right.
So I ain't got time for this. This 15, 20 minutes every day, listening to the machine clerk and Turk and everything else, going in this tunnel and having moments where your mind just does whatever, whatever. I said, I got to change this whole perspective.
Yes, you do.
I got to change this. And the only way that I could change it in the beginning was to post my feelings
That's it.
every day and not post them where I'm blabbing about, well, the test said I had this level and that level and this, no. I'm posting about faith. I'm posting
That's
about
it.
inspiration. I'm
That's
posting
it.
about self-empowerment. I'm posting about stop whispering to yourself, talk to
Yep.
yourself.
That's it.
That kind of stuff.
So that's why we need it for you to tell your story. Who
And
cares what
who
people
cares?
say about telling your business? But we're not telling your business. You're telling people what they need to know.
You got to. And then I got the thing where, well, that's spreading gossip and rumors. And like I said to you earlier, how is it a gossip and a rumor if it's
It's
about
not.
me?
It's
It's
you.
not. It's about me. And there's nothing that my audience can do for me except for like I do maybe at least once or twice a month. You pray for me because I pray for you.
That's it.
That's it.
That's our
That's
testimony
it.
that we would say in church all the time.
Yeah.
Is pray for you, I'll pray for you. Pray
You
for
pray.
me, I'll pray
I
for
pray
you.
for you. That's
That's
because
a
you can't do
it's,
because you can't do anything else
you
for me.
can't do nothing else.
You're not the doctor. You're not
Nope.
the nurse. You're not my caregiver. You're just someone that knows me. So I just ask that you continuously
That's
pray
it.
for me because I feel that each and every one of us has a blessing. Some of us have not uncovered it, but we
Yes.
have a blessing. It's called our purpose.
That's it.
When there's no longer a purpose, you'll know about it.
I agree. I agree.
But as long as you got a purpose, it's up to you to find it. Well, the
That's
first way
it.
that you find it is link your mind to that goal. Never
That's
mind,
it.
I'm gonna get gold. I'm gonna live in a big house. I'm gonna have a big
Yep.
job. I'm gonna do that. No, 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 no. First, you got to have a golden mind.
Yes, you do.
You got to have a spirit that connects with positive things. And you got to stop stepping in the mess and coming home and cleaning off your shoe and put the same shoe on to
Mm.
walk through your home.
Mm.
No. Mm-mm. You don't clean the mess, it's coming in with you.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I've learned over the years.
And
I've
that's some
learned.
good stuff. And if there's anybody that's listening, I'm telling you, you have to get some of these books and you have to connect with Nanette. She is on social media. Tell us where they can find and purchase your books.
Okay, I'm going to take one more minute.
Okay.
What would you do if you found out that the man that you were dating and the men you have dated in the past always use you
Are you
as the
asking me?
side piece?
Or are you
You
asking
always find
everybody?
out you're the side piece. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking everybody and you. I'm asking
Okay.
everybody. What would you do when you find out that you're possibly bumping into persons after person after relationship after relationship?
Been there, done that.
How do you feel about the person?
Well, me personally, I forgive. I forgive,
Okay.
but I'm not forgetting.
Mm-hmm. So you got
you
a little
know, and
grudge.
I don't want to be involved with you with
Right. Got a little
procrastinating.
grudge.
I don't want
Got
to
a
be,
little grudge with him.
yeah,
You got a
but
little.
but
Well, in fiction,
move on.
in fiction, it becomes the book called The Perfect Side Piece, and she becomes the serial killer.
Woo, oh Lord, she have a motive.
Don't
Which
ask me
book
to
is that, Nanette?
look.
Which
Don't
book?
don't ask me to tell your story.
I can't. I'm sorry, you guys, but she's interested. I know we've gone over just a little bit, but it's worth it. Oh yeah, I think I have that one too. Yes.
So you can get my books at www.nanetteMbuchanan.com. That's my website. That's where I preferably would want you to come and buy books, but they are available on Amazon. They're available in ebook format. Even from the website, if you click on ebook, it'll take you right to the link for ebook format, so you can get it that way.
Yes.
Also, any event that I'm at, and if you're on Facebook, just message me. Hey, I'm looking to get this book. I'm looking to get that book. If you don't feel like going to the website, but you know the book that you want, then just let me know. Give me the
Yes.
title of the book, give me your information, and I'll send you the invoice and everything like that, because some people aren't computer savvy.
Yes. And
Um,
I also have your I'm going to make your flyer so that if there's anybody out here that has heard the podcast and want to meet you, they're going to
mhm.
have your information there as well. And
Thank
that's the
you.
purpose
Thank
of
you.
me putting out everybody's badges online. That's going to be on your lanyard when you come to the event, because
Right,
you can
right,
reach out, and I'm talking to the people out there. You can reach out to any of these authors prior to coming to the event. That way, if you purchase their books ahead of time, you can always get them autographed when you come to the event, and then you can
right.
meet them personally. So
And
that's
not only
another.
and not only that, a caveat that I do on my site, or if you come to my site, or if you come to my direct message, I
Yes.
sign them from there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you can get a signature book. I don't mind giving you my
And
name.
that's good. That's
Yeah,
that's
I don't
something
mind.
different that
Yeah.
a lot of us should
And
should
I
do.
just found out that Amazon just upcharges so much with shipping.
They do.
And I couldn't believe, like, one girl called me and said, your book is 50 something dollars to get it to
Yeah.
me. And she said, we literally live 30 minutes away.
Yep.
I said, well, meet me at such and such and I'll bring you the book.
That's
You know
it.
what I mean? Because that upcharge is not an
Yeah.
author's upcharge.
No,
That's
it's
not
so that they
us.
can get their cut,
Yes, it's not
and
us.
then you get your royalties.
Yes, yes.
But
So you have to
that's why I
understand that it's
always
not
encourage
us.
people. Yeah, I always encourage people, purchase from the author, purchase
Hmm.
from the artist. That way you
Hmm.
don't have to pay that additional fee.
And it helps them. It still helps them in their
It
cells. It
does help
still
them.
helps them in
And give your reviews.
you know,
Please give your
please,
reviews.
please, please say something. Don't wait till you see me to say, girl. No, you should have girl with explanation points.
That is so true. It's the best thing you could do for an author or an artist is write a
Is give
review.
a review. Tell them what you thought. Tell them how it inspired you, or tell them how it made you mad. Tell them how
Yep, that's true too.
Good grief, what did
That's
you
true
do?
too.
So
But
yes,
I
yes,
just like
yes,
to thank you for coming on and sharing with us. I thank you all. Listen, we have so many people on this darn thing right now that because we're on several different platforms,
yes.
and they haven't left us yet.
Well,
We
I'm
on here
happy.
way past
I'm
our
happy for
time.
that. Thank you. Whoever the Facebook user is, I don't know who that
I
is.
told you we can't see
Yeah,
everything.
can't see everybody, but thank you so much for being a part of the
But
audience.
yes,
Thank you for following me. Follow me on
a,
Facebook.
a beautiful
Follow me
person, beautiful
under
soul. We
under
can't
my
wait to
name.
see what else you have coming out.
Yeah, follow me.
And
Follow me. I'm doing myself a favor by doing some of the corruptness behind the police and everything else, in light of the stuff that we've been going through
ooh,
as a
you know what?
culture.
I've been trying to get my mom to do something like that, but she won't
Yeah.
do it.
No, and I'm not, you know what? I think part of it is that we don't want to, like, the inside secrets, you still got inside secrets.
Right.
But I'm talking about the stuff where they know they're wrong.
Or
Where you
the
know
stuff
you're
that
wrong.
affected you.
Yeah, yeah, the stuff where they know they're
You
wrong. So
know?
I'm doing that's the second part of the perfect side piece is the first of a detective series, and Zip Code Injustice is the
Mm,
second one, which talks about a certain area, like we've seen, a certain
yes.
area does not get the police presence that they're supposed to get. And they're being paid off, by the drug
Oh,
dealers and paid off by different people. So I wanted to bring that to light because we do a lot of marching and
yeah.
we do a lot of presentation as a group of minorities. I won't even
Yes.
say which group it is, but as minorities we get up and we march and we support each other and we do all of that, and we don't realize that the ones that we're marching with on the street got as many complaints as we do.
Mm,
The problem is in the administrative offices, in the government,
right.
politicians,
Right.
and everything else. So I want to bring that to light with my next novel. So that's what I'm working on now.
So I can't wait. And when do you expect for that book to come out?
I was hoping by the time your event came up. However, I'm too busy digging in deeper. The other day I did a chapter. I said, "This is going a whole different. Wait a minute, who's writing this?" So, so I think maybe around October or November of the year, it
Well,
should
we
be
have your
out.
website, so we will get a
Yeah,
chance to
just keep
go
an
on
eye
there
out. Just
and
keep an
get
eye
it.
out.
Thank you, Beverly.
Yeah, it just um it's
But
amazing.
yes,
It's amazing.
well,
It's amazing.
well, I
And
can't
I
wait.
thank you.
And I would like to thank you for coming on. And also, we have, because this is a bi-weekly show. So on the 25th, we have Tabitha Fifi. She's going to be, joining us. And she
Okay.
is a children's author. And
Mm,
and a children's performer, if I'm not mistaken. That's what she called herself. She has puppets
mhm.
and all that good stuff. So
Right.
she will
Right.
be joining us on the 25th. But do you have any last and final words for us before we leave?
I think that we all have our own bubbles. It's almost like dipping the little dipper in and you blow the bubble.
Yes.
And as you blow the bubble, bubbles pop. And we don't think about those popped bubbles because we see the beauty in the bubbles that are being blown, the
Right.
new bubbles, and how high they can go and the
How
elevation of them
big
all.
they can get.
But we don't pay attention to the bubbles that don't make it, or the
Mm,
bubbles that get popped, or the bubbles that drip. They don't even form. We don't think about um, inspiration to those bubbles.
mm.
We got to stop doing that. We got to give those bubbles opportunities. We got to show them another way to form. We got to show them another way to get some of the things done that we did differently, that we went around. How did you get rid of that stank friend? Um, you have to make sure that you understand that there's a necessity for each of us to
That's
blow
right.
gently on the bubble, because the harder you blow, the bubble don't come up. So you
Oh,
got to you
true.
got you got to blow gently on those bubbles, and that's when they're babies coming up.
Oh,
You got to blow gently on them.
see, I told y'all she was a storyteller. I love it. I love it. How did I know that was Tabitha this whole time? I knew that was you, Tabitha. I knew it by some of the comments that she was saying.
Saying, mm-hmm.
Love her. But yes, but love you too, Nanette. And I thank you
Yes.
so much for
Mhm.
joining me. And I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to get to the spot because y'all know I'm still trying to operate this thing. But if you are on here still and you want to just make sure that you get all these podcasts and so forth, please, please, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are airing on live on Facebook and everything too. But I need for you to go over to YouTube and subscribe. And also like and comment. If there's any comments that we see after the fact, Nanette or I will try to, answer those comments for you or questions. But I thank you all for joining us. I thank you once again, Nanette, and you all have a very good evening.